Scene 3. A couple of hours later. Dining hall of the gods. The parade is over. The crowd is standing around in small groups. Servants carry wine-water mixtures with the ratio noted on the amphora. Snacks are also served. Ganymede directs the servants. Dionysos walks around with a big chalice, a servant permanently following with an amphora of unwatered wine. Dionysos, hi Hebe, would you like to drink with me to the health of the divine couple? Takes a big gulp. Hebe, sure, we do not get seriously sick, we are immortal. Drinking to the health of a god is rather pointless. Takes a small sip of the very thinned wine. Dionysos, on this we should drink again. Takes another big gulp, trots away. At another position are Zeus and Artemis. Zeus, Artemis, can you take this hellish present, the dog with the 3 heads, over for hunting purposes? He can look and smell into 3 directions simultaneously. Artemis could be useful if it would not grow so tall. He will be too big to make it through underbrush, and he will not be agile enough to follow wild game. Only with bears and lions he could be used. I think he works better as a herding dog, the best with cows, I suppose. She winks Apollo. Artemis, Apollo, and I think you own a herd of cows. Apollo, yes again, after I stole it back from Hermes on the island of Euboea. I hope it is still there. Looks over to Hermes. Artemis, well, we offer you a very good herding dog for free. Apollo, my guardian's half-dog, but I guess you are talking about Persephone's puppy Kerberos. Looks like Zeus does not like him on the Olympia. Zeus, take him. Okay, when I get around it, I will bring him to Euboea. I will tell my guardians there to train him to attack Hermes no matter what, the moment Kerberos notices him. Dionysus has changed position. Now he is with Heracles. Dionysus, is it virtuous to drink to virtue? Takes a big gulp. Heracles, whatever you do, it is never virtuous because your intentions are always bad. Dionysus, now I feel insulted. Takes a big gulp, trots away. Hephaestus and Hera at another position. Hera, you are absolutely right, O Hephaestus. The best gifts are associated with great memories. I think still in 1,000 years when we drink with friends we will laugh about the view of Aphrodite and Ares locked in permanent embrace. Hephaestus, I am glad my present made you happy. O motherly Hera, the bed is of course yours. Tomorrow I will show you how it works. Besides trapping lava or anybody else laying down, you also can make the bed adapt to any look. I'm sure you will find use for it. Hera, it certainly will be an always present threat to all illegitimate lovers here. Oh Hephaestus, I am very grateful that you mastered and freed us from a very complicated situation. Yesterday I talked to Asclepius about your right leg and foot. He thinks that he can do something about it. Tomorrow he wants to see you. Hephaestus, I will remember the kindness of your heart. Dionysos is now with Thetis. Dionysos, how do you drink wine at the bottom of the sea? Takes a big gulp. Thetis, we don't. Dionysos, sad. Takes a big gulp, trots away. Hermes and Athena. Athena, did I hear right? You now steal rocks? Hermes, well, Hephaestus asked me to get some of those special iron rocks out of an Ammon temple in Egypt. You know the best thefts are those where the owner helps you packing up the loot for transport. They have the advantage that the screaming comes later, if at all. Athena, I'm sure that you are keen to tell the story. Hermes, well, I got this order from Hephaestus and I tried to go the elaborate way. I knew there was soon an eclipse of the sun to come, so a few days before I went to Memphis and stayed close to the Ammon temple disguised as a Mesopotamian trader. A bit of spying to figure out the business at the temple. I did a bit of spying to figure out the business at the temple, who is in charge, where the rocks likely were and similar. I looked like a very old man. So half an hour before the eclipse I was in the temple and asked my way through to the boss. I explained that I'm an old Ammon priest in Ur. I showed him a totally meaningless document written in ancient Sumeric that none of them could read. I said I have heard of the miracle rocks and would like to bring some of them to my temple so that Ammon is also well served in Mesopotamia. They were quite skeptical, nearly kicked me out, but then the eclipse started. When the sun was totally covered, those priests fell onto their knees, weeping and asking Ammon to return. I only bowed slightly to the sun, thanked Ammon for such a clear sign to the truth of my word, and asked him to reappear. Sure enough, he did. After that, the priests were eager to load my caravan. I left all the way to Syria from where I shipped the iron. Athena laughs. Hephaestus told me that you were lucky because Ammon did not care. Hermes just wins. Dionysos and Athena. Dionysos, is it fun to stay chest? Takes a big gulp. Athena, as long as there are guys around like you. Dionysos, go to the wild side. Takes a big gulp, trots away. Hephaestus and Thetis. Hephaestus, thank you for helping me with making the armor. Thetis, no reason to thank me, my dear friend. Hephaestus, after Pelos has died now, is Zeus still concerned about any of your possible offspring? Anybody around to care for you? Thetis sighs, I really don't know. No, there's nobody in my life but the many nymphs of my court. Hephaestus, I will try to figure Zeus out. I will visit you soon. Thetis, I would love to see you again in a short while. I enjoy your company. Hades and Dionysos. Dionysos, still finding joy with all your shadows? Takes a big gulp. Hades, I never have found such a joy, and those shadows are increasingly a burden to my mind. Dionysos, drink more wine. Takes a big gulp, trots away. Athene and Hephaestus. Athene, Hephaestus, those armors are gorgeous. Your comrades attract all the girls here. Hephaestus, they certainly deserve a reward. I wish some of them will find a wife here. Speaking of the armors, I had to pull in a lot of favors to have them made outside my workshop in time. Athene, well, you did it and did so much more. We've actually got a question to you. Do you want Aphrodite back? Hephaestus, I'm chewing on that question already for quite a while. As she will stay on the Olymp some more months, I actually do have more time to consider. At the moment I would be on the no side. I do not want to have her back as of now. There's a goddess that has grown much closer to my heart. Athene, is this goddess here? Hephaestus, yes. Ganymede and Dionysos. Ganymede, you were supposed to care for the wine deliveries. Only 2 days ago, in a last-minute panic, I had to organize 2,000 amphorae of wine from Rhodos to get here. You did not care at all. Dionysus takes a big gulp. Dionysus, I have no care in the world, takes a big gulp. Ganymede, oh wine-soaked Dionysus, you are just a parasite. Dionysus takes a big gulp. Dionysus, whew, the palace is collapsing. It is spinning all around me. Earthquake, it falls. Dionysus collapses to the ground. Servants carry him away.